Hello, my name is Lola, and I'm going to be reacting to Angry Video Game Nerds Superman. This was recommended to me by Zachary Sinsness. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. But yeah, I've heard nothing but bad about this game, about how infamously bad it is. But honestly, I've never seen like a walkthrough, playthrough of it, or anything like that. I've just heard that it's bad. That's probably like one of the worst, if not the most worst video game ever. And it's of the most famous comic book superhero ever, like freaking Superman. Uh, and let's see what the nerd has to say about it. And if you want to like, comment, subscribe to my channel, you can. Or if you don't want to, that's fine too. I totally respect that, and I just do this for fun, and here we go.
It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's a shitty game. Superman for the Atari 2600. I'm playing it on the 7800 just for variety. But anyway, what can be said about Superman? He's one of the most famous superheroes of all time. Even the word super's in his name, a word that implies excellence, outstanding quality, and brilliant divine magnificence.
But
Yeah, this sucks. But I'm not going to critique the graphics or the sound or anything like that. It's just that, what? Like, seriously, what's going on here? From what I understand, you start off as Clark Kent, which is pointless. You just walk to the right, a bridge explodes because of Lex Luthor, so you go back to the phone booth, you turn into Superman, and the rest of the game, you're just flying around looking for all the pieces of this bridge. You also have to carry a bunch of bad guys off to jail. And if you get hit by kryptonite, you lose the ability to fly, which can only be regained if you touch Lois Lane. There's no way to die. The whole game is based around the clock. It's all about getting the fastest time. But the only thing that'll eventually happen is you'll throw the game out the window faster than a speeding bullet. The navigation is dreadful. If you fly up, you just see more buildings, and that makes sense, right? On the top of the buildings are more buildings, and it just keeps on going. There doesn't even seem to be any boundaries. Everything just repeats. If you press the button and move the joystick around, it shows you all the screens around you. Yeah, it's like X-ray vision. That is, if X-ray vision means seeing into the next imaginary Atari space. Have you ever heard of an Atari game that needs a map? Well, this is one of them. But to tell you the truth, I don't think it would help because nothing makes any sense. Like right here, I just keep going up, and all it does is just change colors. I can't figure this out.
I can't either.
Let's move on to the NES, a Superman game for the Nintendo Entertainment System. How could you go wrong? Well, first of all, you get this lousy music, which isn't even the Superman theme. Then the Statue of Liberty starts talking to you.
What?
Can somebody explain this to me? Is there any reason why the Statue of Liberty has to talk to Superman? I'll watch over you? Is it a guardian angel or something? Is there something I don't know? Like, what kind of drugs were they taking when they came up with this shit? So again, you start off as Clark Kent, and you're at the Daily Planet talking to people. Hi, Clark, your favorite Cub reporter Jimmy here. Say cheese, click. Okay, what was the point of that? You know, it's really annoying that there isn't any way to cancel these dialogue boxes or speed them up. And why is everyone wearing green? Is it St. Patrick's Day or something? Why are the telephones as big as the desks? Or hell, why are they half as big as the people? Or no, if they're in the background, that makes them even bigger. What a strange looking office. And who wants to play as Clark Kent anyway? The first real problem is trying to get used to the controls. It's another one of those games where up is jump. And why do you jump so high? I mean, look at this. If somebody actually jumped like that, it would be like 20 feet in the air. I know he's Superman, but if he's trying to be Clark Kent, he can at least act like it. But anyway, the B button does nothing, and the A button just fidgets around. What's wrong with them? If you do it in the air, he like floats.
Whoa.
Oh my God, somebody call an exorcist. So your main objective at this point is just get out of this room. You go out the door, right? Well, of course, it seems pretty obvious, but take a guess how to open the door. Seriously, take a wild guess. B, no. A, no. Start, no. Select, no. Up, no. Up only jumps, so you have to hit down. I never heard of a game where down goes through the door. All right, well, now we're really starting to suck some shitballs. Right away, there's people outside trying to kill you. I don't know what kind of grudge anyone would have against Clark Kent. But anyway, you go into this phone booth and turn into Superman.
Of course.
What is this? This is the most pathetic excuse for Superman I've ever seen. On the title screen, he looks okay, but why in the game does he look like this? Your basic attack is some kind of weird close-range fireball. I don't know. I think he's supposed to be punching people, but it's just weird. Then you have a menu with special superpowers, each with their own energy bar, much like in Mega Man. Most of these special attacks don't seem to do anything. I assume that there's specific parts in the game where they all come in handy, but for now, I really don't know what to do with any of them. If you use Super Flight, all it does is make Superman fly up into the air. You watch that for a little bit, and then he comes back down. So, okay, what was that all about? I found certain spots where if I use it there, then he'll fly over the city and end up at another part of the game. Now, I'm sure that that's what you're supposed to do, but I'm still not sure why sometimes he just goes up and comes back down, so I haven't really figured that out, and honestly, I don't care. You have a map screen which seems like it should be self-explanatory enough, but there's times when you have to use a subway train. Oops, you can't ride the subway with no pass. What are you kidding me? He's Superman. He needs to buy a fucking ticket? It's like, yeah, we know you're trying to save the city, but you still need to pay for your ride. Why does he even need to use the subway? Can't he just fly?
Yeah.
Why go underground? That's the complete opposite of flying. That's like if Spider-Man wanted to go from building to building, he'd just go down to ground level and then just walk. That's the stupidest idea I ever heard.
Yep.
And when you eventually get a ticket and ride the subway, why is Superman so small compared to everyone else? Is he a 5-year-old kid? It's kind of creepy, these tall guys in shadow. It's like, watch out, or they might be kidnappers. Why are they dark anyway? They don't look like anyone else in the game. Speaking of which, none of the people in this game have anything interesting to say. Here's just one random spot, so let's take a look and just see what people have to say here. Got any news? Okay, well, that was real informative. Let's see what he has to say. I know nothing at all. Well, that sums it all up. All right, well, let's just talk to one more guy. Oh, get the Roman number 2, whatever that does. Hey, what are you doing? You see, I rest my case. There's no reason to talk to anybody. It's like in Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. The whole game is full of people who tell you things that don't make any sense or have any relevance with the game. For example, this old woman tells you not to look into the Death Star or you'll die. Well, the Death Star is nowhere in the game. Both of these games were released in 1988. Now, that must have been the year of people talking and not making sense in video games. Haven't you seen the movie Superman? Yeah, I did actually. It's nothing like this garbage. So I'm just running around without much of a clue where I'm supposed to go. I'm killing these weird green-headed alien sort of things. I don't know.
Oh, God, this game.
Then I finally come to some kind of boss character, a woman, I guess, with a whip and a deformed head. So I'm trying my best, but the control is so awkward and I just keep getting hit. And if your super power meter gets low enough, you turn back into Clark Kent, which is annoying, but at least you can still fight. So I stay back and I keep using that punch attack, and finally she dies, and we get the newspaper headline saying Superman defeats Zod Gang. Wait a minute. The Zod Gang?
Like General Zod?
Superman 2, you probably know who General Zod is. That's not Zod. You mean her? Zod Gang? Where's the rest of them? I don't know. But anyway, what? Daily Planets? Isn't it just the Daily Planet? I don't know. I've had enough with this. Wait a minute. Stock market panic? Stock prices fall? What are we talking about? Stocks now? Find out why stock prices have fallen. You'll learn about stocks at the stock market. Okay, that's the goal here? To go to the stock market? Oh my God. Do you remember being a kid? You remember playing Nintendo? What kind of things were you interested in? Comic books, video games, the stock market? Yeah, do you think any kid playing this game gives a shit about the fucking stock market? Why? Why make a game that has anything to do with stocks or taxes or politics? You just don't do that. It's like, what were they thinking? Stocks? I just can't. Oh, God. What a shitload of fuck. That's enough for me. This game is just so awful that it can't be explained. I can review it for another hour and it won't make a difference. It's an unreviewable game. Cannot be done justice. If you want to play it and see for yourself, I dare you. But just one warning, you will not be happy. Oh wait, this guy here just gave me a password? What's that for? Like if I want to continue here where I left off? Well, that's completely useless. There's no way I would ever need this password. And you want to know why? Because I'm never fucking playing this game again in my life. That's it. Superman is doomed. What is it about Superman that just spells shit? It's like they couldn't make a good Superman game. But there's one in particular that everybody wants me to review.
Uh-oh.
So here's a typical MySpace message. And that game is, drumroll, dramatic silence, Superman 64. Yep. You should do a review on E.T. or Superman 64. I have a special demand. No, a big demand. Do you ever think you can play more than 4 minutes of one of the worst N64 games ever, calling Superman? I'd love to see you review Superman on the N64. Could you review Superman for the Nintendo 64? Dude, you should comment on Superman 64. Ever heard of Superman 64? You should review Gulp's Superman 64. I really think you should consider either E.T. for the Atari or Superman 64. Play or make a video of Superman 64. Can you do a review of Superman 64 on AVGN? So please do a review of Superman 64. That's right, Superman 64. Do you need a copy of Superman 64? I'll donate Superman 64. I think you should do Superman 64. I want to know if you ever played Superman 64. Superman for the N64. Superman on the N64. Superman 64. Superman 64. Superman 64. Superman 64. Superman 64. Superman 64.
Might as well do it, man.
Superman 64. Superman 64. Superman 64. Well, damn.
Yeah, damn.
Well, you want it? You got it. Next review is going to be Superman 64.
That's it, really? Oh. No.
Okay, the wait is finally over. This is the review that everybody wants to see. Here it is. Superman on Commodore 64. Yeah, that's what you mean, right? The Commodore 64? It was one of the best-selling home computers from the 80s. The games came on floppy disks. Remember those? The ones that actually are floppy? Let's pop this fucker in, turn this son of a bitch on, and play some Superman. Well, this is the startup screen. You never know what to do unless you have the instructions. You gotta type load, parenthesis, asterisk, parenthesis, comma 8, comma 1, and then return. And then it goes to black, and a few seconds later it says, now loading Superman. At least that lets you know you did it right. But then you gotta wait for the piece of shit to load. Remember those early CD-based game consoles like the PlayStation, and you'd always have to wait for everything to load? Well, it's nothing like that. This thing actually takes 2 minutes and 7 seconds.
Wow. Yeah, now that's a... Now that's the way. The screen
starts up with the music, and you're like, wow. But wait, what the hell's this? Type in the character that appears in column 9, row 10? Oh, come on. I got to get the code card. Yeah, the code card. Match up the damn numbers, and there you go. It's 5. Why do I got to do that? So you pick your difficulty, and then guess what? It's got to load again. 54 seconds this time. Not long, but seems like an eternity. So anyway, you get this comic book storyline thing, and then you son of a bitch. Probably 2 weeks later, when you finally start playing the game, you'll be surprised that the graphics are quite decent and the gameplay is self-explanatory. You just fly around and shoot stuff. You don't have to be Clark Kent and find subway passes or any bullshit like that. So it's actually better than the Nintendo version. But that's not saying much. That's like saying the shit that I took last night was better than the shit I took the day before. Controller's a piece of fuck, but at least it's one of those kind where you can plug in most of the Ataris or the Sega Genesis controller. Isn't that amazing? The first level has a 3D perspective. The second level, you're protecting a space shuttle from a bunch of asteroids. This one's more like a 2D shooter. The third level's like a side-scroller, so it has some variety. But this has got to be one of the most annoying stages in video game history. Every time you get hit, you fly back. Fuck. Fuck. Fuck! Fuck! It's enough of this shit.
Damn, already.
Oh, wait, this isn't what you want to see, is it? Nah, you want to see this, right? Oh, come on, you really want to make me play this? Well, I'm going to do it just for you, because I like you a lot.
Aww.
Don't take that too serious.
Oh, okay.
Here it goes. I'm turning on the power.
All right.
First, you're greeted by a smiling cartoon fox. Titus? What the fuck is that?
I don't
Well, the
know.
official title of the game is just Superman, but probably because of the Nintendo 64's tradition
can't
of
wait,
putting
man.
64 at the end of so many titles, it's no wonder that it got that reputation. The first thing that bothers me is the stock music. Why not the Superman theme? You know, the John Williams one? Why don't any of these games have that? Immediately as the game begins, you have to start flying through rings. I don't even have any time to get used to the control. You think that as soon as the game starts, you'd have a little free range, you know, to fly around and explore. But no, you gotta fly through rings. And you can't fuck up. If you miss more than, I think, 3, I don't know, sometimes it's 2 and sometimes it's 4, so I'm not sure. But basically, if you miss a few of these rings, you go back to the beginning. And you keep trying it over and over till you get it right. And on top of that, there's a time limit. And being that this is the first part of the game, you'd think that the time limit would be a little lenient. But no, it gives you just barely enough time to get through all these rings. You gotta be perfect. Looks like I'm doing a real shitty job, but the control is awful. You have to be very specific with the joystick or else Superman takes a dive in the wrong direction. And then when you try to make a sharp turn, he just goes all over the place. You all probably know better than I, and it goes without saying, but this game is horrendous! And you know what the most pathetic thing about it is? This game isn't even 10 years old! Just barely. You'd think by 1999 there'd be some kind of quality standard.
Yeah.
What? I'm stuck? How the hell am I stuck? I'm underneath the bridge. Looks like Superman stroking his super dick. So, naturally, when a game gives you a time limit, you're in a hurry. You can't approach any of these rings with care and patience. You gotta keep moving. If you miss a ring, you have the option to turn around and try to get it again, so there's no strike against you unless you skip to the next ring, so basically you have to go through all the rings in order. But if you miss one, the time it takes you to turn your ass around and go back through, you already wasted too much time, so it's almost the same as just missing the ring. You have to keep flying. If you stop and bullshit around, then you're not going to make the time limit. See, I just fucked around too much, so I might as well just give up and kill myself. You see that building? I'm just going to crash into it.
I mean, you're Superman, so.
Well, that didn't do a damn thing.
Yeah.
You mean you can't die? Well, absolutely not. You're just stuck in limbo until the time runs out. The only thing worse than an impossibly bad game is not even being able to kill yourself. What's with the punching? Do I actually get to punch people somewhere in this shitload fuck of a game? I guess I'll never find out, but why are these punches so awkward?
Yep, pretty much like that.
You gotta be kidding me. I'm stuck again? I'm nowhere near the wall. Look how much room. Look how much room. How can I be stuck when there's so much room?
I don't know.
15 seconds and I'm almost there. Almost there. Oh, fuck, Mr. Ring. Oh, come on. Can't even give me one more chance? Oh, man, what is he doing? Exercises? This is so ridiculous. This game isn't just bad. It's really bad.
Yep.
I'm not even kidding around. It's fucking horse shit. Almost there. Less than 10 seconds. Come on. I can just barely make it.
2.
Look, there's a last ring.
What?
Fuck! This bitch can't fart! I can't believe it! There is only one ring left. Oh, this is ass. This is really ass. Oh, look, this time I'm gonna do it. It's 4 seconds. Shit!
3,
Yeah!
2.
No! That didn't count!
What?
So finally, when I get past the rings, instructions flash on screen, then go away. What did it say? Something about cars? You're not even given enough time to read it.
And
Oh, it's over already? What was I supposed to do?
There's no time to waste.
What? I don't even get to try again? I'm back at the fucking rings again? I can't believe I'm playing a Superman game where all you do is fly through rings. At first, I thought this was the training mode. Yeah, you know, like to test your accuracy. Lots of games have that. Remember Star Fox on the Super Nintendo? There's a training mode where you have to fly through rings. But even then, you don't have to go through all the rings. It's about how many you can get through in a row. In the actual game, you're flying around shooting at enemies and dodging obstacles. So what the hell is this shit? You should be fighting bad guys, not testing your flight skills with some of the worst control accuracy ever in a video game. But it actually does have a practice mode. Out of curiosity, I tried it out just to see what it is, and guess what it is? Going through rings. Yeah, what'd you expect? So once again, I'm at the next part. The message flashes on the screen for barely a second, and then you have 6 seconds to do whatever. Fuck. Back to the rings again. You know, if I had 2 consecutive chances, I might be able to figure it out. But instead, I'm too surprised when I finally get there to act in 6 seconds and with no time to read what it's telling me to do. And am I really doing this? Is this a Superman game? Flying through rings? Is that the best they could come up with? That's like if they made a Batman game where all he does is just play hopscotch.
Sounds like a job for Superman.
Okay, time for the 6
Where they
second
push
car
the-
stage again. Get off! Get off! Here we go. Got the car. Now what? Oh, the timer reset to 11. That's weird. But what do I do with the car? Okay, so there's another car coming. Can I stop it? Oh, this is the shits. This is the shits. Basically, you gotta pick up both these cars and throw them before they hit the people. But guess what's after that? More rings! And after that, you gotta
What?
pick up a police car and carry it to the goal. I'm starting to notice a pattern here. You go through rings, pick up cars, go through rings, and pick up cars. So I get to the goal, and guess what's next? Seriously, I want you to just take a
More
guess
rings?
what comes after this. More rings? Yeah. What kind of game is this? Is this some sort of insanity test? Well, I'm done. I'm sorry, but that's all I can do. This game doesn't even qualify as shit. It's like the equivalent of shit taking a shit. This is unspeakably, shockingly bad. It's sickeningly loathsome. It's a fucking suffering to the mind. It's a bunch of fuck, and it doesn't belong on this planet. Somebody's got to take care of it. This is a job for the fucking nerd.
Hell yeah. Super nerd. Yeah, just chuck it into the sun, dude. There you go. You are my hero just for doing that. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's my reaction to angry video game nerd Superman. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Wow, yeah, that Superman 64. Oh my god, dude! Like, wow, I knew it was bad, but Jesus, I didn't think it was that bad. Just rings, picking up cars, rings, picking up cars, and it's like, guess what? More rings and picking up cars. Jesus Christ! Wow, that was so bad, and so were some of the rest of those. Wow. It's like, yeah, what the hell were they thinking when they were making these? Like, my God, I know it's early, and it's like, like I've heard that the people that that were creating these video games didn't know how to make video games, like, but Jesus Christ, like, my God, I know it was back in the day, but like, come on, man. And that first one, like, wow, it's just like, wow, you're Clark Kent for like 5 seconds, and then, oh, Lex Luthor blows up a bridge, and it's like, oh, well, gotta go be Superman. And that's weird how, like, oh, to get your power back, you gotta touch Lois? What the hell was that about? Wow. Yeah, that's it. That's my reaction to Angry Video Game Nerds Superman. Everyone, take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.